Lamar Jackson got off to a rough start last night, 3 for his first 7 with 2 picks, but then he was spectacular. Just 4 incompletions the rest of the night. And for all the talk about his legs, he was airing it out to the tune of 11 yards per attempt. So much to unpack for the game that took us deep into the night. First off, Rex, as the coach of our team, let's talk about the decision to go for it on that 4th and 1 at the end of the game.
It was the only decision to make. There's no question about it. And I'll be honest with you. Harbs wasn't the only one. I know we asked the quarterback, Lamar, if we should go for it or not. I'll promise you, every defensive coach, Wink Martindale, said, hey, look, Harbs, hell no, don't give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. We got to go for it. I'd rather die with my guy than have put the other cat on the other side and knowing dang well we ain't going to stop him. All they need is field goal. It's the only decision to make, but I love the way he did it, man. Harbs gives you ownership. This is about us. Building that thing, and that's why this team won that game. Man, they had the heart of a champion, and I love to see it.
Real quick, you know what stood out to me in hearing his comments? When he says, I bet you they would have gone for it with Patrick Mahomes.
Dang right.
He sees Lamar Jackson the way we see Patrick Mahomes. That's the way Harbaugh sees his quarterback.
But I think he's supposed to, though, because he's the MVP.
Sure.
You know, and you look at this game, and what I'm not going to do is come on here and talk about the Baltimore Ravens as a team and how great they are as an organization, because all week we spoke about Lamar Jackson having to get over the hump of beating the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is just another imaginary check mark that we have put on Lamar Jackson that no other young quarterback has to overcome. The adversity that we place in front of him, that's for us. That's not for him. He goes out and he beats Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs in his way. He didn't do something outside of what Lamar Jackson does. He didn't try to be Patrick Mahomes. He didn't try to be Aaron Rodgers. He used his legs, his athleticism, and his energy. He is the reason why the Baltimore Ravens won this game, period.
Yeah. The Ravens had no business winning this game.
Yeah.
The only reason they do is because Lamar Jackson was the best player on the field.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out to me the most was the mental resolve. We've watched Lamar have spectacular performances before where he runs around and makes incredible throws and MVP performances. This game got off to a rough start. You saw the graphic with the stats, the interceptions, the pick 6, and then all of a sudden he becomes Superman. But to have the mental resolve to not allow that to impact him and just kind of hang in the game. I said going into this, he got to get to the game to the 4th quarter, and then you can go be special. I was texting us. I was on the phone with the producers going, this game's going to be a blowout. I thought it would be a blowout because the Ravens were so beat up. And the fact that he can kind of just hang in there mentally.
But even talking about it last week, this was the one they weren't supposed to win. Right. Coming off the MVP season, during the MVP season, we expected the Baltimore Ravens to be able to beat the Kansas City Chiefs because the roster was better. Clearly, with the way that this team has been depleted by injuries, this roster is not better than the Kansas City Chiefs roster, but their quarterback was the best player on the field.
When he talked about getting the monkey off his back, that was 0-3 in his career against Mahomes. And we said last week, this would be the most improbable of the wins he could have had based upon all they were missing. But Rex, they're down early and they stay true to their identity.
Absolutely, and that's the only way to do it, man. If you're good, you don't need to do it any other way. And I think what's crazy, and because you're so right with that perspective of Lamar Jackson, because look, we've never seen it before. That's why we don't accept it. Well, it's time to start accepting it. This may be as unique a player as Patrick Mahomes is. I think Lamar Jackson's more unique. And the way they use him, it's like, no, this is who we are. By gosh, we're going to run the hell out of the football. We're going to bludgeon you, and that's what we did. And Ryan, by the way, thank you, for supporting the Ravens with the black and purple, man. We appreciate you, Steeler, finding us.
We come on here all the time and complain about Greg Roman and his play calling and that they get away from it too much. So it is important for us to credit them for staying kind of true to the game plan. But I loved when Harbaugh asks them, do you want to go for it? The 4th and 1. I say this to my kids all the time. Don't ask me questions that you know the answer to. Harbaugh knows what Lamar is going to say. But in that moment, he's like empowering them, He's going, this is your organization. This is your moment against Patrick Mahomes. I don't think it's, any coincidence that he does it in that situation against Patrick Mahomes and the onions that it shows. Like, it's easy to sit here and say, well, you got to do it. You're going against Patrick Mahomes. If you don't get it, we're going to crush you on TV for not getting it somehow.
No. I don't think anybody crushes him on TV because we all knew when Owe created the fumble, we knew that if Patrick Mahomes got the ball back, they were getting a field goal. Because you know what they weren't going to do? Hand it off again.
Well, maybe the fact that they go for it and they put it in 8's hands. It wasn't
It was beautiful.
Trying to get
and I think
cute
the other part of it that's great is he obviously knew the answer, but they've done this before. You saw this in Seattle. When Lamar Jackson was winning the MVP, and he was having an MVP caliber night, and you let him cap it off in that way with that type of ownership.
Bottom line of it is this. When we talk about imaginary checkpoints and all that kind of thing, I have said this many times. There were so many people that did not believe in Lamar Jackson coming in that they still will not allow themselves to believe what their eyes are seeing today, because it means they were wrong in the first place. What is the right thing to say about him today after he finally beats Mahomes?
That this is the Lamar we always knew he was, and he didn't have to prove it to anybody but himself. And the thing I loved the most was after the game, Lamar Jackson said, it's not like we won the Super Bowl. Because to everybody else, we've been building up the Lamar Jackson-Patrick Mahomes rivalry like it's the Super Bowl. And Lamar Jackson has one goal, and he said it coming into the week. I need to get what Patrick Mahomes has, and the only thing that he doesn't is a ring.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.